Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Hey, y'all. Just want to review with you some issues that sometimes come up, and maybe you've even had it come up for you or instigated by you when you are filing for Social Security Disability or SSI. I'm talking about a claimant's sometimes hesitancy to allow the SSA to have all of the records, meaning the medical records. I've had individuals want to order their own records and limit what they give to the SSA to certain sections. That's not going to fly. Oftentimes, it is a really good idea, if you have a lawyer or a representative, to allow them proxy access to your medical records. When you sign the SSA 827 for a particular organization, you are not specifically carving anything out. So basically, the SSA is going to be ordering all of your records, regardless of your desire maybe for them not to see, certain subsets. I think when you fill that out, you could refuse the mental health component, with that 827, but you'd be surprised you're probably hurting your case, because 9 out of 10 times, if you have a mental health component, that's going to be part of the reason you may prevail. Maybe not fully, but partially, without which you would not be able to carve out all 12,000 jobs in the economy. So carving out sections is not wise. And I don't even permit it amongst my clients. I mean, if they have an issue, they're going to have to go elsewhere, to a different lawyer, perhaps, who doesn't care. But, one thing, the patient portals are so helpful. They are not the official, in my opinion, record set. They are not complete. We read that everywhere. They're just not. But they are immensely helpful in many other ways that I'm not even going to go into here. So I would strongly suggest that you allow your attorney, who, by the way, has legal obligations of confidentiality that perhaps a non-attorney rep doesn't have. So regardless of, any other regulations that maybe don't apply, they have very extreme requirements of confidentiality, probably far more than what you're going to see in federal regulations and everywhere else, through their bars. And every practicing attorney is a member of a bar of one of the 50 states, if they are, for instance, doing Social Security disability work or SSI. So as an attorney before the SSA, have to be licensed in one of the states. So I would strongly urge you to, whether it is through login access and sharing, or, if more appropriate, making them a proxy. A lot of these portals now are getting proxy access. This way they know if it's you or someone you gave permission to get into your portal. Either way, it doesn't really matter for our purposes. We just want the information so we can make your case go as smooth as possible. And being concerned about SSA learning all of your medical problems and or mental health, if you don't think that's relevant, which it probably is, even if you think you're filing for a physical disability, it doesn't really work that way. If you try to hold stuff back, by not agreeing, say on the HIPAA, okay, they will still get the rest of it, right? But you're hurting your case. And also, if you yourself get the records and you don't provide them to the SSA, there is a rule, and I don't have the number at my fingertips right now, but it is that both representatives and the claimants themselves individually, so this isn't just for representatives, are required to submit all evidence, good, bad, or ugly, to the SSA when they have a claim. They cannot cherry pick. They cannot try to send in only the stuff that's strong and supportive and hold back others. Now, that's not to say, again, I think on the HIPAA, I'm going to go double check. There is a spot, I believe, where you might be able to say, I don't want you accessing any of my mental health records. Again, you're probably going to lose your case unless you're bedridden, quadriplegic, something like that. But you have the right, but you're just wasting your time making a claim in all likelihood. But when it comes to getting the information to your attorney or non-attorney rep and getting it to the SSA, SSA is very confidential. They're very confidential. So, and of course your attorney would be as well. I mean, we're the starters of the confidentiality rule, I suspect, back in the day. But if you're trying to, I don't know what word to use, manipulate this from your own designs for whatever reason, not a good idea. If you have a specific issue with specifics for some reason, I really suggest you talk to your attorney about it and you can discuss it together. And then you'll know whether those records will be important. By and large, they are. The mental health records, particularly for an over 50 person, but for an under 50 person, if you're claiming to be physically unable to work, but you're not really bedbound or something, the equivalent of from another impairment. If you don't have your mental health records and you have a mental health issue, you're probably going to lose because you're probably going to be found to do some sort of work, some sort of job from an exertional level. And now you can't even knock it out because of skill set, or concentration issues. So try not to think you know what you're doing if you don't. And if you're going to have a trusted representative, particularly if it's a lawyer who has very strict requirements of confidentiality, you're not going to want to hold back this stuff. You're going to want to give them full access. When the case is over, change your proxy, change your password, change your login, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, be smart about it. They're going to know a ton of personal things about you. It's so business oriented for us. It's not, you have nothing to worry about. That is the job. All 100 of our clients at any given time, have severe problems of one thing or another. So you're not unique in that way. Not in that way. You're unique in other ways, but not in that way. Okay. So give that some thought. If you have, tried to withhold, obscure, conceal, play it your way, it's not the best thing to do. Not if you want to win and give yourself the best chances of winning overall, winning more quickly, winning on initial or recon, and not necessarily going to a hearing, but at least winning overall. The more you play games and try to run the show yourself, the more trouble you're probably going to find yourself having doing that. Okay. So remember those patient portals, proxy access, login access, whatever you want to do it, whichever way, there's multiple ways. And I would say that's true, whatever your health network is. Okay. A lot of the health networks that work with some of the big portal companies, and I'm just going to call it that because I don't know what else to call it. They put a lot of good records up there. Some smaller companies that use some smaller portal entities don't put up squat. They might put up that you had a visit. That's it. Boom. Nothing about what it's about, what the treatment is, prognosis, all that stuff. So those are kind of useless. I don't even know why they have them. Maybe so that you can go in there and pay a bill. I bet you that's it. Follow the money. But the other ones that are coming along quite well, we see it with Epic, and I don't know if that's also the same as my chart, but and sometimes they have ways of connecting different health networks you might be in. It's a little confusing, but it's definitely something you're going to want to do, and you're going to want to, if your lawyer wants it, because they would like to work expeditiously and very proactively on your case for you to get you completed as soon as possible. You're going to want to cooperate. Okay. Trust them. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.